one thing that we learned is that we wanted to make our last record at home. Usually we like fly around and travel somewhere to make a record, kind of get out of our normal spot, but we made this one at home in LA, and that was super nice. We liked that, being home.
I mean, I feel like neither of us are that sentimental when it comes to guitars. Like, I don't even know if either of us think of ourselves as like professional guitarists, really. We just like, honestly, like, just kind of jump around to different guitars. But I will say, these ones we've been playing now, I feel like we've been holding on to for a few years, so we're developing memories.
I have to mention the Goya guitar.
Good old Goya.
Which is an Italian brand from the 60s. And it was my first guitar, and I played it on all of our first record, Gorilla Manor, and we toured with it for maybe like 8 years. And then it sadly had to be retired because it had just kind of seen its final days.
It like had been made of the thinnest wood and was like constantly on the verge of like falling apart.
Yeah, it was a little flimsy.
Yeah.
But that one will always be special to my heart.
Yeah.
No, I still have it. It was never destroyed.
It was like a Office Space. He just like smashed it in a field.
Ryan and I both use Strymon pedals a lot, and it's pretty sweet. They are MIDI controllable, so like the reverb pedal, for example, instead of just having 1 or 2 reverbs, I probably have like 10 reverbs that I can use across the show. It's a little, I mean, I guess it's kind of a nerdy question, guitar pedals, but that's like, it's so awesome to be able to use that technology and just have complete control over everything.
That was the game changer, I feel like, is like we have basically a different reverb for every song, and so yeah, I might have like 30 different reverbs now, and so that pedal's come in handy a lot.
And then I'll say for this album, there's a few riffs that have like a super heavy fuzz on them, and I've never had a fuzz distortion before, so I've been using the Big Muff fuzz, and that's been so awesome, super fun. The craziest festival. Okay, let's give an underwhelming and an overwhelming.
I mean, I was gonna say our first festival, Laneway, or no, what was it called? It was called, Latitude Fest.
Yeah, that's right.
That was like our first real festival experience, and I remember we like slept in a tent like the whole weekend, and like Tom York played a secret set one morning, and it was for us like just like so exciting to play a festival set in this big tent, and I don't know, just that one seems like surreal now looking back.
Yeah. And then also Lollapalooza. Played Lollapalooza maybe 3 times now, and I think those are probably the biggest crowds we've ever played to, are at Lolla, and especially the first time, but really every time we've played there, it's just amazing. It's such a beautiful setting.
Summertime drink.
You drink an old-fashioned every time.
Oh, you're talking about adult drinks. I thought you were gonna say like sweet tea or
LaCroix.
Yeah, I guess
you were thinking sweet tea?
Yeah, no.
Probably the Pamplemousse LaCroix, obviously.
Obviously.
But I really like a Negroni. It's also a heavy drink for the summer.
It's a fancy drink.
Negroni?
Yeah.
You drink old fashions.
Not when it's hot out though.
What do you drink?
Just like an ice water.
The lead is kind of handed off according to who brought the song to the table. And even that is a tenuous grip on the reins of kind of the arc of the song. I would say it's really, really super collaborative all the time. But yeah, if it's a song Ryan brought to the table, certain decisions will probably be deferred to him, and same thing for me or for Kelsey. Much more. Much more. I think that feeling, has been one. I guess for me, you can speak for yourself, but that has like always been. That's like when it gets so amped up and kind of like visceral, is when you feel like you're on the verge of losing somebody who feels really close to you and important to you. And the kind of arc of that song, that story was definitely no exception to that. What do you think?
I mean, just in reference to that song, it felt like it was almost, because we all lived through the real experience with Taylor meeting his now wife. And I remember when you first met her, you know, pretty early on being like, oh man, I'm gonna screw this up. Like, I don't wanna screw it up, but I'm like, you know, it's too good to be true type thing. And so, yeah, it's cool to kind of like remember those times and see where it is now. But I think that song speaks to that feeling of being in that moment of like, yeah, this almost feels too good to be true.
I mean,
Oh, I know.
oh, go ahead.
Early on, we used to book our own tours, and we'd pile in like a van. And I remember we had like a day off between whatever our show was, and we stopped at a friend's house, and they lived near a lake, one
Like
of the many
Minnetonka,
lakes.
right?
Yeah, close to that. That's the Prince Lake, right?
Is it?
It's close to that.
Okay,
But
okay.
anyways, it's like we went wakeboarding for the first time, and all of us were actually pretty good at it except for Taylor. And I only say that because there's footage somewhere of Taylor just like kook slam so hard.
I don't know why it was such a struggle for me. I was so excited to go wakeboarding
It's
with
just
you guys.
burned in my memory.
And then finally I went, and I caught an edge of my wakeboard, and I fell so hard that the water smacked my open
He didn't
eyeballs.
have time to close his eyes.
I came up out of the water.
Anyway,
My eyes, right in my eyes.
that's my favorite memory.
Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I was hoping for one that had me in less pain, but that's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Elysian Park is this mountain in Los Angeles, right by Dodger Stadium. And it's this really beautiful park that you know, lots of people use all the time. And the song is really kind of set there. And there is a garden at the top, this Marion Harlow kind of memorial garden up there. So yeah, that's where it's set. It's a real place
real
in Los
place.
Angeles. I think right now the world is having a reckoning with the fact that there's not equality between the genders, and it's like painful for some, and people are, you know, realizing this kind of for the first time. But I think it's pretty amazing. I think there is like a societal, maybe even like a lot of places around the globe. It's not even just the U.S., but definitely in the U.S. Like a lot of people are really kind of giving voice to this thing in a very real way. So I think it's pretty amazing that that's happening now.
Mm-hmm.